Tidbits from TNT, Sunday morning the 9th of March 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. TNT. Tishwash, until further notice. Parliament postpones its session. The media department of the Council of Representatives announced today, Saturday, the postponement of the parliamentary session until further notice. The media department of the House of Representatives stated in a statement received by Al-Maluma that Parliament postponed its session until further notice due to the lack of a legal quorum. It is noteworthy that the State of Law and Al-Sadiqoun parliamentary blocs have announced a boycott of the sessions of the House of Representatives until the Popular Mobilization Law is included in its regulations. Tishwash. Parliamentary Oil Committee reveals urgent solutions for Iranian gas. The Parliamentary Oil and Gas Committee revealed, on Sunday, the Iraqi government's intention to import Gulf gas instead of Iranian gas after the recent U.S. sanctions, announcing a project that is being worked on at high speed in Basra, the far south of the country. The spokesman for the committee, Ali Shaddad, said, "The problem with the Ministry of Electricity is that it has established stations in the Iraqi provinces that depend on gas only. While the stations in Basra are complex and operate on gas, crude oil, and black oil, and this is what contributed to the stability of the electrical system in the province." He explained that, the Prime Minister personally follows up on the completion of the gas pipeline project from the floating platform in Basra on a daily basis, indicating that, the Ministry of Oil began working on it about 30 days ago and it will be completed at high speed within 120 days. He added that, the completion rate has exceeded 30% so far, stressing that, the project will contribute to transporting Gulf gas in quantities of up to 200 cubic meters. Tishwash. Regional oil companies seek agreements to resume oil exports, and America is interested in reopening the Ceyhan pipeline. The global oil company, APIKUR, operating in the Kurdistan region, seeks to sign clear agreements with Baghdad and Erbil that guarantee the payment of its past and future financial dues in preparation for the resumption of oil exports, as it confirmed that the United States is still very interested in reopening the Iraq-Turkey Ceyhan export pipeline from the Kurdistan region's fields. In an interview with the K24 news website, translated by Al-Mada, the spokesman for the APIKUR group, Miles Kaggans, described the recent meeting in Baghdad as a step forward in discussing the resumption of oil exports from the Kurdistan region, stressing the need for clear agreements and written guarantees. Kaggans said in a statement to the news website that the meeting allowed the member companies of the APIKUR group to directly convey their conditions to the federal government authorities in Baghdad and the Kurdistan regional government. Among the main issues discussed in the meeting was the selection of an international consultant to evaluate the costs of oil production and export. The APIKUR group has urged the Iraqi government to define the scope of the consultant's work, his responsibilities, and the timetable for his activity. The EPIKUR group provided the Ministry of Natural Resources of the Kurdistan regional government with a list of independent experts specialized in the assessment process. The report indicated that other meetings are planned to establish agreements through which oil exports can be allowed to resume through the Iraq-Turkey Ceyhan export pipeline, which is a priority emphasized by Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani. The member companies of the APIKUR group called for the conclusion of transparent and fair agreements regarding future financial payments, in addition to settling and paying the debts due for invoices amounting to $1 billion. Kaggans, an APIKUR spokesman, said, "We need written guarantees and we have proposed solutions," noting that APIKUR is open to receiving financial payments, whether through the companies selling their allocations of produced oil, or through cash payments through escrow accounts to ensure that the amounts due are paid on time. He stressed the need for financial agreements not to be affected by political aspects and atmospheres. While Turkey announced that the Iraq-Turkey Ceyhan pipeline is ready for operation following inspections, the APIKUR group stressed the need for agreements between Baghdad and Erbil to allow exports to resume. The APIKUR spokesperson highlighted the strategic importance of oil exports from both the Kurdistan region and southern Iraq, stressing that a stable energy sector would strengthen the country's economic and security position. He also reiterated that a PICORP has no oversight role over exports, which are the responsibility of the State Oil Marketing Organization, SOMO, and the Iraqi Ministry of Oil. Kagan added that the United States remains very interested in reopening the export pipeline, and that the Trump administration is discussing the matter with the previous administration. Given the important development and the humanitarian and military assistance that the United States provides to Iraq, PICORP calls on the Iraqi authorities to treat American and other foreign oil companies fairly, especially those operating in the Kurdistan region. The only obstacle to resuming oil exports is the need for clear agreements, Kagan stressed, noting that a simple 3-page document could solve the problem and allow exports to resume according to standard commercial procedures and practices. While negotiations on this matter continue, the Epicor Group expressed its readiness to meet again and reach an agreement that benefits all parties. Oil exports from the Kurdistan region's fields via the Iraq-Turkey Ceyhan pipeline were halted on March 23, 2023, following a ruling by the International Chamber of Commerce in Paris in favor of Baghdad against Turkey for facilitating oil exports between 2014 and 2018 without the approval of the federal government. Turkey must pay Iraq $1.5 billion in outstanding amounts, according to the court ruling, which Turkey refused to implement and closed the pipeline. Reports indicated that the chronic closure of the Ceyhan export pipeline has caused significant losses to both Baghdad and Erbil, as it has halted crude oil exports at a rate of 450,000 barrels per day, a figure that represents 0.5% of global market supplies. Tishwash, Iraq, Finland discuss strengthening economic and investment ties. Ambassador Mohammed Hussein Bar Alulum, Under-Secretary of the Iraqi Foreign Ministry for Bilateral Relations, met in Helsinki with Jarno Serjala, Under-Secretary of State for International Trade of Finland, to discuss ways to enhance economic, trade, and investment cooperation between the two countries. Ambassador Bar Alulum highlighted Iraq's economic progress, emphasizing security stability and an improved business environment, which have made Iraq an attractive destination for foreign investments. He cited the United Kingdom's decision to lower travel warnings to Iraq as an example of international confidence in Iraq's progress. The ambassador also encouraged Finnish companies to invest in strategic projects, particularly the development road and the energy sector. Under-Secretary Serjala welcomed Iraq's economic reforms, acknowledging their role in enhancing the investment climate. He expressed Finnish companies' interest in returning to the Iraqi market. The two sides agreed to develop practical mechanisms to strengthen cooperation, including a delegation of Finnish companies visiting Iraq to explore investment opportunities in renewable energy, electricity, digital transformation, and artificial intelligence. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.